Hey dudes, what's going on? Back in the shop, got something different for you today. We're gonna do another product review, and this one's on a tool. Um, you guys are new subscribers or old subscribers, you've probably seen the main source of all my videos now and for the past few months has been Project Snowball, which is my come and swap. And there's a good bit of fabrication involved, and a lot of that has to do with plumbing and tubing and stuff. And of course, you don't have to have a tubing bender to do some of this stuff. You can buy angles and weld stuff together and cut and trim. But if you're doing intercooler plumbing, or charge pipe plumbing or coolant pipe plumbing, you're gonna have to have some way to form a bead on the end of a tube for hose retention, because you build pressure and you don't have a lip, it'll blow the hose off when you lose your coolant or you lose your boost pressure, or etc., etc. So this is the last tube I'm working on for the cooling system on the truck, and this is the upper radiator coolant line. So I cut it, and this actually fits just fine, but I need a bead on this. And I've been searching around. I was looking for tubing rollers and bead formers and all, and they're expensive, 180 bucks to 500 bucks generally. But if you're like me and you're not going to use this stuff all the time, but you need it every once in a while, there is another option that is actually affordable and not difficult to use. So what I found this on eBay. Comes with a nice little sticker. It's called the Jobber Do. It's an interesting little name, but I've seen some videos on people using it, and it seems to be pretty easy to use. So thought I'd spend the $59.99 plus shipping. I think it was like 68 bucks total to my door. It arrived like in 2 days. No big deal. It was fast. They shipped it out right away, and he came in a USPS padded envelope, flat rate, and a plastic bag. And it even came with this little instructional thing with your invoice. See, actually, yeah, $67.50 was the total. So before each use, oil it, of course. Take small bites. You don't want to destroy the tool. Visit the thing on Facebook, Jobber Do on Facebook page, how-to video, and leave feedback. So this is the tool, and I hope that was in frame. It's always interesting doing this without having a viewfinder. So tool is a nice fit and finish. I mean, now, obviously you can tell that this was just made out of a pair of vice grips and been modified, but I mean, it's not overall bad. It's I like it. It looks better than something I would build of the same type. Of course, I'm not doing it for profit, but this right here, you can either screw it to something like the side of a bench, or you can clamp it in a vise, and that's what this bar is for, is to hold it in the jaws from going down too far. And you adjust the depth of your bead with the vice grip, of course, the factory jaw adjustment screw. And this is only made for thin wall tubing, I should mention. I think the minimum diameter is 1 1/8". Minimum diameter it can do up to, I don't know, whatever diameter, but it has to be thin wall. I don't know, I can't remember the exact rating for it, but I mean, you don't want to destroy the thing, so you're not going to be doing like 3/16 wall, obviously, right? So let's clamp this in the vise and see how it does. Tighten it decently. Now, the idea here is to take your tubing and set it where you want it, and then clamp it a little, and move it and clamp it a bit, right? And I think it's probably best if you run it all the way into the jaw. It's got a lip on the back there. Actually, let me grab it. What the hell was that? I think there might be a dog in here. Anyway, let me show you what I'm talking about here. Just a second. So you want to put the tubing all the way into the back of the jaw here for a stop, and that gives you your space in from the end of the tube where the bead will form. Let me see if I can turn. I don't have my volts or I don't have my vise all the way bolted down because I still need to take it off and replace this. That's just a regular nut and bolt, and I need to put a carriage bolt there so I can actually move it when I need to. So let's see how well this works. Move you in a little closer. And I'm sure it's best to have stuff not around the end of the tubing because you have to turn it as you work it. And it doesn't help that I got a weak left arm. I can't hardly do anything with that. So the idea is to take bites and work it around just like this. Of course, helps if you actually get some kind of purchase on it. There we go. Yep, there's a dog in here. Scooter, what are you doing, dude? I don't have no treats for you today. Yeah, see, we're already starting to get a bead. That's awesome. But keep in mind the directions said take it easy. Don't take too big of a bite or you'll damage the tool. I mean, obviously this isn't a high production tool. You're not going to be pumping out hundreds of beads an hour, right? Alright, so when you get around to where it's not really clamping again, you know you got to tighten it up a little. So let's tighten it up some more. Go for another round. Actually, that's not much. So there we go. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but we're already getting a decent bead forming. Oh, that fan is not blowing on me at all. It is hot. Fixed. Garbage. Junk. Alright. Let's go more. And of course, I should mention, you will want to deburr the edges of the tube when you're done with this. Nobody wants a sharp edge on coolant tubing that they're going to be putting rubber or silicone hose on, right? Now obviously this is not super easy. Yeah, it takes a bit of effort, but a bit of effort in $67.50 versus, you know, $200 to $500 for a tubing bead former. I think I'll take the $67 and spend a little effort, right? So that's just my take on it. And if you go too quick, or see if you don't get your clocking just right, you'll miss a little spot. But it's not hard to go back and correct that because you can see it. My torch just fell off of my toolbox, and my toolbox isn't even touching the bench. I don't know. Obviously the bench is shaking a bit from me doing this, but alright, so I don't want to make this video too long and drawn out. I just wanted to show you this. So you see there, if it'll focus, focus, focus. You're already getting a pretty decent bead, right? Now it's going to take, you know, it's going to take some more work, but that's going to give me exactly what I need. It's going to give me a bead to keep my coolant hose on there. $67 tool. I don't see it breaking. It's gonna last me probably forever. Not something that I do all the time. If I did engine swaps and stuff all the time, I would invest in a more expensive bead former, but seems to work great so far. It just takes some effort. So the jobber do, guys, check it out on eBay. It is let's see who is it sold by. Something Enterprises, Backus Enterprises, Mr. Dwayne Backus from Emmett, Idaho. So yeah, another small business, you know, I like to support them. So if you need something similar, check them out. And thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our sponsors that are always listed in the description below. There's addresses, or, you know, website addresses and telephone numbers and all that good stuff for APCO parts, and BigMikesMotorPool.com. So appreciate it, dudes. We'll see you later.